Hi, thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for the people who have commented and subscribed. Your support is awesome. Thank you so much. You have so much of my appreciation. You have no idea. Thank you, and let's start the video. Why are we at war with Iran right now? What did they do to us to why we are even bombing them? Was there a terrorist attack I forgot about? Legitimately, why are we spending so much money on people who didn't provoke us? Right? They said bad words. We may not agree with their regime. I understand that. But we're at war again? From where? Right? 9/11 was towers went down, field in Pennsylvania, something hit the Pentagon. We blamed a country for it for no reason, went a little overboard. People were misled. Said we're not doing it again. But this time, no terrorist attack, right? No bombings, no planes being hit, nothing. And we accidentally killed like 200 people in a school. $11 billion, I think, was the last thing. $11 billion in a week. That could have paid for new subways, could have paid for, all these projects in America. Didn't do it. Why? We have more domestic terrorists in this country, right? From the little gangbangers in the urban areas going around and shooting people from cars and, ambushing people with their Dracos and stuff, to, mentally disturbed suburbanites going into their schools and their senior, hockey leagues and this and that and shooting people from there, right? We have United States veterans, right? Remember that guy that blew himself up in Las Vegas in the Cybertruck, right? Remember the veteran who committed that mass shooting in Louisiana a few years ago, or I think maybe 2 years ago, right? We have mentally ill teenagers going around shooting other teenagers in schools. Don't address that. Don't spend money on that. But an Iranian regime, thousands of miles away, said something or did something after we kidnapped the president of another country to stop the drugs coming in to our country, which I would love to see a follow-up to, did that actually help stop the influx of drugs into our country? And they were having absolutely no apologetic feelings about blowing up random boats of people, right? Now we're spending all this money. The economy's not doing too well. The American people are stressed. All we want to do is see the people on the Epstein list prosecuted for crimes against American citizens. American citizens committing crimes against American citizens. All we want to do is feel like someone cares a little bit about protecting the public and protecting the interest of the average, common, hardworking person. But we're dropping bombs in Iran. Innocent veterans, innocent people. So what? They signed up for the U.S. military. If you're going to die for something, you want to die for something that one man didn't volunteer you to die for, right? I think the people, our U.S. military, our soldiers are amazing. They're great people. And they have been manipulated under this system to take pain and woe and turmoil for the fat cats in the big suits in Washington. And this is just another example. What has Iran done negatively to the average American person, into which we should be using our tax dollars, our time and efforts to harm and intimidate people that I have never even thought about interacting with? I am the average American, right? I know Arab people, Lebanese, Syrian, Egyptian, Moroccan, Algerian. I know tons of people from that overall area. I don't have a negative thing to say about them, right? At least as American citizen to American citizen, I've never gotten into a verbal fisticuff beef with an Iranian. Why are we dropping bombs on them? Why are we paying for this? Right? This There are other things going on. The Epstein files, unredacted, names, American citizens listed in there, kidnapping, murdering, eating people, the whole 9 yards. Crazy stuff. Some DC comic level Joker, Harley Quinn, Giselle Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein level stuff. Some actual crazy anime related villainy. Experimenting on people, buying sulfuric acid like this is Breaking Bad to dissolve people in, right? This whole thing, this crazy eyes wide shut situation we have going on in this country with higher elites and all this other cabal as demonic yada yada ancient rituals things, right? We can talk about that all day. But instead of talking about that, one man and a dozen others decided we should bomb another country thousands of miles away instead of dealing with what the American people want, which is fixing the American economy, fixing our judicial system, and fixing our sense of normalcy. We don't want to go to war anymore. We don't want to pay to bomb random people. We want to feel safe and secure in America. We want things to be affordable. That's it. And I don't know what this is supposed to do in the long term. Gas went up $1. Okay. Veterans are dying, right? From previous, engagements we've had that left them mentally scarred. And yet we're just like, whatever. We love it if you join the military, but we're not going to take care of you, right? We're going to keep perpetuating this Western imperialism of violence and war profiteering, like we're Saiyans, right? On planet Vegeta, and we're just going to keep going from planet to country, invading, selling off the resources, and going to the next one until something happens, I guess. Like, are we waiting for a giant cosmic level of karma to rain down on us from some form of divine judgment from this terrible behavior we're doing? Right? Is this going to invoke a civil war from our military members who are tired of feeling like they've been mistreated and overlooked from the upper class, proletariat to bourgeoisie type of situation? This isn't calming any tensions. This isn't bringing any resolutions to anybody. This is frankly just adding more comedic material and satire to how absolutely tragic and unfortunate the situation is. We have billions of dollars in this country, right? We have great companies in this country. We have great entrepreneurs and hardworking individuals in this country who want to make this country legitimately better. And all the extra resources, time, and energy is being outsourced for war and destruction. And even if you feel like, oh, we need to be safe in this country, the people that we're the unsafest around are our own citizens. They're the ones committing the most highest amount of kidnappings and rape and murder and all the other things, right? Most of our terrorism is domestic, right? The people we should be more afraid of is not the people outside of this country. It's the people in this country. Because the people in this country, the most powerful people in this country, for some reason, all are best friends with a James Bond level villain called Jeffrey Epstein, who, for some reason, love doing sadistic and psychopathic things to the most vulnerable individuals in this country. And instead of addressing that, we're going to go to war. And we're going to keep going to war. And we're going to keep making enemies with people who we should be friends with. and it's exhausting. And as anybody with empathy, it's almost too much to deal with. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say except the average person doesn't want this. Nobody wants this. Your officials that you've elected do not have your interest at heart, and they want you for some reason to keep suffering through their bad decisions.